So first, he's gonna, of course, as always, take his postural position, stands here, weight turn his balancing his heels here, hips are back, chest up and out there. Very crucial in the hammer curl to get this set up on this first, otherwise you really start beating up that shoulder, getting the anterior delta. If you do too much of the work, you don't really train the correct area on the arm here. So we're going to do an alternating version first and a non-alternating version. Well, no, let's reverse that. Yeah, so first we go nice even grip there, grip as tight as possible here. Don't just lazily take the dumbbells. And get a nice even grip on the dumbbell. Some people like to choke up to the top of the dumbbell, whatever's most comfortable for the client. So go back and down. First, you're going to curl with both hands up, making a nice tight fist. No suicide grip on this. Going straight up towards the shoulders. Squeeze up and kneel down. So head forward. Exhale up and down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pay careful attention to this here. Keep going. So he's not caving forward in the shoulders. Nice tight. Not roll forward. Squeeze him in there. So we keep that real back, nice and tight. And exhale, squeeze up. Okay, this is the hardest way to do this. All the way down. You curl up to the shoulder. So get that thumb and that dumbbell head facing that shoulder there. Not stopping there, too short. Getting it to actually have that face towards the shoulder there and down without breaking position there. So that's the hardest way to do it. So generally in the warm-up sets, the first set will start here. Sometimes it'll specify non-alternating to do it this way. But once they hit fatigue, or maybe on that second set or their 1,000 sets, on the normal hammer curl, you would start alternating. And you may start from the beginning of the set, or you might throw in the alternation once they're hitting fatigue after doing 2 at a time. So do 2 reps together, and then we're going to go into an alternation. So exhale, squeeze up, inhale down, exhale up, 2, keep the chin up, down, and then right arm first, right arm, up, down, good, and left, up, down, and right, up, down, and left, up, down, good. So I'm right to where I can actually, if you get stuck, go up, like say there, any point range, I can just do a light little tap up. I'm not going to just overtake, dominate that. I'm just going to give him enough help just to give him the sticking point. It's all him on the way down, 4, 3, 2, 1. So he's got to control that shoulder to not cave forward. He's fighting hard to keep that nice and back tight the whole time. He's getting a lot of posture control and work here at the same time. Scapula and everything's working nice and tight. So brachialis forearm and brachioradialis is all getting a lot of work in there to squeeze that nice and tight, so you should be real sore in there from doing this. So that'd be the basic hammer curl, the alternating and non-alternating style. But then you might find if they don't control this so well like he did, they start cheating and swinging all over the place and shifting their hips forward and back and shoulders all over the place. So you might park them against the rack here, so we're going to stay in front of the rack. So feet nice and tight. So I may line him up here so he has a better ability. Go ahead, 2 arms, exhale, scoot up to keep nice and tight in there and down. So the only thing working here would be the elbow flexors there. Good, go ahead and squeeze up. So biceps, brachialis, brachioradialis, down. Good. Exhale, squeeze up. And down. Good. And in the hybrid phase, we'll do a lot of 3-second squeezes at the top. It really blows those arms up there. One more time. Good. And again, you can go to the alternating style on that. And then again, if they're having severe problems with that, you could have taken down to the seated version. So the phase 2 version. Phase 2 version perhaps are really at any point in time, even in phase 3, if they're having a hard time keeping that position nice and clean. So both up together first and down. Okay, then alternate right arm. Good, and down, and left arm. Good. And if you're at this point where you have to have them sit down to do this, you really want to make sure and check those traps are pulled back and down, so the legs are pulled back and down. And you might also need to check to make sure the feet are not in the way of the set. So you might want to bring your feet forward to the ground flat, as long as he's not sacrificing that back position or even up on the pegs. There. That's the one time I would ever remove his feet from the ground for him to curl free and clear of his legs. Other than that, his feet are parked on the ground, dug in nice and tight. And it's really just to keep his legs out from getting in the ground. So that'd be, again, making sure that gap doesn't close down. That's the basics of the hammer curl.